So welcome back to As Told by You. Today we've got Amanda Bertoncini on, and this is very exciting to have her on here today. I wanted to ask you, you were in a reality series. Talk about that a little bit. What was that like? What was it like to be on a reality series?
Oh, it was a great experience. It was definitely something that was not planned. So how I was even found to be on it was through Facebook. So the entertainment company reached out to me on Facebook and thought I would be good for a part in this episode or this show. I thought it was a feature. And then little did I know it was me and 5 other girls, and the show was based on us living at home with our parents after graduating college. So it was navigating the career world, finding love, and what it was like moving home after college.
What was the show called?
Princesses of Long Island.
Wow. Okay. Did you see it?
No.
I didn't see it.
I don't think it's our demographic.
I was going to say, not really targeted towards us, I don't think.
Hey,
but,
you don't know that.
So what was that like for you? So how, I guess, the reputation you hear about reality shows is not super real. Like they kind of, was it real? Talk about that a little bit. Was it like a real life thing?
Oh, it was completely real. The only thing that was planned out was where we were going to meet. Mm-hmm. So I was told, okay, you're going to meet Chanel and Ashley, let's say, at this diner at 12 o'clock. But that was the only thing that was planned. Everything, unfortunately, was very real. All the drama that happened was real. And it was interesting because we were all supposed to be friends. And then as the show went on, certain egos started to change, and so drama just naturally started to happen.
So they took 5 random people and put them together and like called them friends? Is that how it worked?
Yes. Well, so now I'm giving a little juice. So I didn't know anyone else. So they all knew each other, but I was the youngest and I didn't know them. So they were all friends and had their own drama, and I was just put into it, and I was supposed to just be friends with them.
Wow.
Why do you think they needed like that 5th person?
I think maybe they saw that. I really don't know.
That's
actually.
like a producer decision.
Yeah, like why would they? You have 4 people who know each other, and then let's throw in someone. Maybe that's some
executive somewhere said we need 5. 5 is the number. Like you can't have 4. That's crazy.
Well, actually, maybe it was because I was the only one with a boyfriend. So all the other girls, so we were all supposed to be single. Mm-hmm. And then as the show was getting started out, I met this guy while I was commuting to work on the train. And then we started dating, and then I was going to keep that a secret, but I knew this was based on my life and I wanted to be real. So I went up to the producers and I said, hey, I've been dating this guy. Would it be okay if he came on the show with me? And they said, Amanda, we love your life. We love everyone in it, of course. And so I ended up being the only one with the boyfriend. So when they all were doing speed dating and things like that, it was just a little different for me.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
Your parents featured on it, I would take?
My parents were, but my parents are divorced. And so I was mainly with my mom, but my dad came in for one episode, but they never featured it because it didn't make sense, they thought, because they didn't really know about that dynamic. So it was mostly my mother, who was a breakout star. Okay, her name is Barbara. She's known as Babs. And she was a breakout star. My sister and brother became stars as well in their own way. And it was just a really cool way to showcase Long Island and all the great stuff that we were doing there.
Yeah. Well, so what was it like once it came out? So like, having to kind of be public all of a sudden.
It was insane because nothing ever happened like that in Long Island, New York. Right. So when everyone found out about it, people thought it was not really going to happen. And then when it did, they were shook. And all of a sudden I remember being at our premiere party, and Instagram and Twitter were very new. This is dating me a lot. It was very new, and I just saw my socials just skyrocketing as I was sitting there. They were just skyrocketing, and then I immediately became a public figure. And in that sense, I had a platform that I had to be responsible for. I had a fan base that I had to be responsible for. I was a role model. I was all of a sudden put into this world that I was definitely not prepared for.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not something I've ever had to deal with. So, like, I've always been anonymous, which has been pretty nice. All things considered, it's been okay.
Anonymous is good. I've been trying little by little to become private ever since then because of that. But it was definitely a really great time. But when it got on air, our town was actually really bothered by it. And
was it because it kind of felt like, the Jersey Shore element of it, where it's like now you're showing the worst of us, even though it's not necessarily the worst of us?
Yes, it was very much like that. And it's almost like, I hate to go back to the Bible, but even Jesus was casted out of his own town. I felt like that in my own town. They were trying to boycott us, getting us off, just trying to get us off air. And then finding out they wanted their own daughters to be on the show. It was just wild.
Man, that's crazy. How long did it run?
Just one season.
One season?
Yeah. So
it's enough sometimes.
Yeah. It was about 3 months.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Well, and I feel like we watch a lot of reality shows not as much anymore. Like it's not really something that you watch. Love on the Spectrum is the only thing I can think of right now that's like a massively popular reality show the way that they used to be. I guess the Housewives series and all that. Love is Blind.
Yeah.
A couple of things like that.
Well, now we have so many different subscriptions. So now it's not just, staying tuned for Bravo at 10 o'clock on Sunday. It's, you
all
have
the time,
Peacock. Yeah, you have Netflix, Hulu. There's just so much out there. But it's definitely changed. But I feel like reality shows have changed where when I was chosen for it, I was chosen to be on it. Now people are just trying to get on all the time and boost their career in some way. But that's not something that I was even remotely thinking about at that time.
Well, and now people are getting popular on, other so like TikTok and YouTube, and those things are making people into kind of reality stars in a lot of the same way, which is kind of a platform that wasn't available until just a few years ago.
Right. I almost wish we had those platforms when we were getting on air like that, because I thought it would have been, Instagram and Twitter, they were not doing what they're doing now. Now, the things that I was doing then, I would be considered a content creator, but I didn't know it at that time.
And you'd have a platform, you could actually start monetizing and all of that kind of stuff.
Right. I would have been doing I was doing brand endorsements, but it was nothing like you could be doing now.
Right.
At all.
And certainly the platforms paying you wasn't a thing.
No, not at all.
Well, that's interesting.
What was the adjustment period like for you from when the cameras are around? I would think there'd probably be some sort of adjustment period to say, okay, now I'm really acting like myself and I've ignored the camera.
That's a good question. That definitely took some time. I was dating Jeff at the time, and we would go out to dinner, and they'd be sitting, let's say it's at a table for 4, they were sitting at the other chairs just right in front of us as you're trying to eat. It was really uncomfortable. But I would say after 2 weeks, I really got used to it. And they were just parked in my house too. So they had the whole lighting set up and everything in my home at all times too. So it was something that we just became used to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what brought you to Columbia? How did you get here?
So it's a bit of a longer story, but I had met someone when I was in Aruba. She lived in Lake Wylie, and she was a real estate woman. And she was showing me homes in South Carolina that would be just astronomical prices in New York. You get a 5-bedroom with a beautiful backyard for my dog to run in, a pool for just half the cost of what it would be. And so she started talking to me, showing me a few houses. I ended up flying down here for the weekend, looked at a few. And while I was in the hotel, I looked at media companies in the area and saw that WIS was, the NBC affiliate here and the #1 news station. And so I applied, and then the rest was history. And I moved back full time 3 months later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that always, have you always been in media? Is that something like,
Was that what your degree was in?
Yeah, so I graduated with media studies, communications as my major. I minored in psychology because I thought that I would use that also
You do.
for advertising. Yeah. Majors are very different now. You can get very specific, but at the time it was, just media studies, communications.
Yeah.
So I was always interested in that.
right? And is that where did you go to school?
I went to Hunter College in New York City.
Okay.
So wasn't like here at USC, I did not have that big college feel at all. I was walking the streets of Lexington, Park Avenue. In New York City, I was living in an apartment. I wasn't living in a dorm. So it was very different.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, so what are you doing now? So tell me about what does today look like?
So now I'm a media executive at WIS. So I'm behind the camera now, and I love it. I have to say, I've been so happy being here in South Carolina, just some of the best people, and I love where I work. It's just been absolutely wonderful. I get to meet new people every day. Every day is different. It's never the same.
And you work on Soda City. What is it? Is it called Soda City
So Soda
Living?
City Living is our lifestyle show,
Okay.
and so when I create marketing plans for my clients, I'll incorporate the lifestyle show. I'll also think of other ideas, whether it's on our broadcast station or streaming TV or digital solutions as well, and I'll put it all together for the client. But yes, I always incorporate the lifestyle show because it's a great way to get that visibility
Yeah.
here in the Midlands.
And so talk about, I understand that you're wanting to start a podcast. Talk about that a little bit, and where's that going, and where did that thought come from?
So actually watching some of your videos really was inspiring me because I meet people all the time that are business owners, and I just love hearing their story. I like to hear how they got started. I also love learning about their love life now because I'm in a season where I want to know all the secrets to a happy marriage and how people find their person. And so it just opened me up to thinking that I should create something because back in the day, I was always trying to get on a certain platform. And now you can have your own. And I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't take that opportunity to. I've been struggling with the fact of creating a podcast or going public again, just with certain things I've dealt with in my life. You know, even being on reality show, you're constantly judged, you're torn apart. But I think I've grown a lot in these few years that I've worked on myself, and I think that it's time, and I want to be a voice to women in some way, and I also want to be a voice to men. I feel like there's a lot to learn in this generation that's lacking, and yeah, I want to have a really fun space for that. So I've been thinking about it.
Well, the thing is, if you did it on your own, you'd create your own story and narrative. You could control that a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, and so
That's
not
true.
that you won't get some negative. We don't get a lot of negative, but we don't have a lot of viewers. So
Yes, we do.
so I always say, you know, if they're complaining, at least they're watching, right? Then that's an important
You know,
that's an important element of it, right?
That is
You know?
very true.
If you can make them mad, that means they saw it.
Exactly.
We haven't really done
Thank
anything to
you.
make anybody mad though, so we got to work on that. You know, got to step
yeah.
out a little bit. You know,
Haven't made anyone mad yet. Okay,
We
so
gotta-
that's your goal.
we got to get a little more controversial, you know, and start saying things that are controversial.
Have an opinion, Bill.
That's what happens when you have an opinion.
Opinions are hard. It's like you got to defend
Yeah,
it. And,
everyone's got them and they all stink.
yeah, you got to have beliefs and stuff, and you know all that. I don't know. It's a lot of trouble. So tell me about how you would go about that. You would basically talk to people who are
Who's the
Audience, yeah.
guest that you want to talk to? Just any random person on the street, or do you have people in mind, or who would you want to talk to and interview about their relationships and love?
Good question. So I've been thinking about it, and I've interviewed celebrities in the past, and that used to be my thing. I used to be an entertainment correspondent, and I was thinking about having, let's say, Love is Blind, Love Island guests, people
yeah.
that are on love shows. But then also I want, you know, the owner of Andy's Deli. I want to know how he met his wife, and I want to know how that got started because I'm just curious. So you don't have to be a celebrity. I want to incorporate everyone for this, and I think that's what would make it even more fun.
Do you have a name for the show picked out?
I have a few names I was thinking about.
Maybe we could do a poll.
Yeah, that's right. Just
Okay.
Not that you
Yeah,
want to poll
okay.
vote on the answer. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So the top one so far has been, okay, well, let me just do a little debrief. Do you remember Dear Abby?
Yeah.
You do. Okay, this is my audience.
I am definitely old enough to remember Dear Abby. So
So
I
But
remember
not
her being
Call Her
on,
Daddy.
I remember her being on the radio. That's how old I am.
oh, really?
Yeah. She had a little segment on radio in the morning where she would do a little.
did?
Yeah. Somebody wrote in a question and here's the answer. So
Oh, okay. So I remember from when people would write into the newspaper.
had a column.
Yeah, so I want to be that modern day Dear Abby where people are submitting it through social media, and then that could be the theme, and then
Oh, yeah.
the guests are dependent on what
Yeah,
that theme
what the question is,
Yeah.
The big question now is, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole? I did
and-
this and they did that, and
Let me tell you.
That's a fun game.
it is a
I'm gonna write that
very
down.
relationship based. Am I an asshole because I broke up with my boyfriend because they did X, Y, and Z?
Let me tell you one
That's a
reason
great-
I've been married so
I love
long
that
is
game.
I definitely am. and so if I can just go, who's wrong here? It's probably me, and that's okay. If it solves the issue, then fine.
That's why you're still
I'm
married.
at fault. It's okay. I don't have to be right anymore. As long as we can just stop the argument, I can be wrong. It's totally okay. So
Listen, that's the key right there. She's always right.
Complete submission.
I'm always happier when I'm just like, that's fine. Let's just move along. But we're both Libras, so we it's very even keel.
What's a Libra like?
Just balance. You want everything to be kind of calm, and let's not get so excited about what's going on here. Let's just keep it even.
You're both Libras.
Yeah, we're both Libras, which doesn't normally
Wow.
work apparently.
So I'm an Aries, so I can't. The Ram will butt heads
Oh right,
really easily.
right.
But
Yeah, it's so funny that scientifically, logically, I say there's no truth to the
Astrology.
zodiac signs. However, I have found it to be true when I when I know people who are certain zodiac signs. You see those characteristics come out in them, which is definitely an interesting. Like normally, I would say no, that's not. Don't tell me it's real. It's not real, but it seems to be real a lot, which
Yeah.
is kind of shocking.
it's true. But I used to have a list of astrologies that I signs that I had in common with. So I would pick people based on their horoscope sign.
Wow, yeah.
And then as I got deeper in my faith journey, I just said, God already has my husband planned. He already knows who that person is. And so he obviously doesn't shop at Lowe's Foods because I just thought, I'd be picking my apples at the grocery store.
Yeah,
And
he'll just-
there he
What
would
is your
be.
meet cute? What
It's
is your ideal meet
It's too
cute?
many Hallmark movies. That's
It's not
that's
happening,
yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
He obviously Uber Eats, okay?
Right,
Like, it's
right.
not happening at the grocery
He's
store.
not there yet. Yeah.
Seriously though, what would be your ideal like fantasy meet cute? Which is like in the romantic comedies, that point where
Where they happen to
they
meet up.
happen to
Yeah.
bump into each other, or how they meet.
That's
On
a
an
good
airplane.
Question. So the airplane, I thought that was going to happen during Thanksgiving. Yeah, I would have liked that one. Just so I could have some company, eating before the plane and then on the plane. That would have been cute. I'm taking a nice hike. Oh,
yeah.
there he is, and then we just, we
And you're
sit
already
by
hiking,
the ponds
so
a
you
little
know that
bit. Yeah.
I don't think that's
grocery
how any of
store
that
always-
works. I don't know that that's how any of
Church,
that works.
but
Churches?
But I don't go for that purpose. But it would be nice to have someone just come sit next to you that has their Bible out and the highlighter like me, and
Oh yeah.
like that's my soulmate.
2 type A's.
And he writes his phone number on your Bible, like
Okay, that would be
Right?
so cute.
that would be super cute. I could write these movies. Stephanie will tell you I'm obsessed with the Netflix Christmas movies, because they're really a modern extension of the Hallmark movies, but so many of the storylines intertwine. So, a lot of the ways people meet, they obviously hate each other when they first meet, and then something ends up happening.
Always.
And so I love that so much. It's not how it happens in real life, but certainly. How did you meet Elaine?
Blind date.
Really?
Really?
We've never talked about this.
You sure?
Blind
I don't
date.
think so.
See, asking love questions is
So,
such a great way to
yeah.
know someone.
My parents met on a blind date.
Yeah. Okay.
Elaine's parents did not. They were high school sweethearts.
Right.
Her sister and her husband met on a blind date,
Yeah.
and we met on a blind date.
Now, who set you up?
Cameron's mother-in-law.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the parents got in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
And so, okay, at the blind date, did you know that was going to be your wife?
no,
No.
nope. I just knew I wanted to see her again.
You just knew that. Yeah.
It's just the next time, the next date. Yeah.
And that's how we should date. I shouldn't date for marriage. I should just be in the moment and not even think about that. Right.
Yeah.
Always live in the moment.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with living in the moment.
Yeah.
It's true.
I also met my wife on a blind date.
No
So
way.
that's why I thought it was interesting that we
My
hadn't talked
parents
about
met
it.
on a blind date.
Yeah. I don't know about my parents met because my dad went into the diner that my mom worked at, and they met because my mom was his server over and over. There was a little tiny town. There's only one diner, and so he'd go there for lunch every day, and that's how they met. So
That's so cute. So they just started talking
yeah,
there. And
that was it, and it just sort of happened from there. Of course, it was 1969, so the world was weird back then. So there's not a lot to do. You're in a little town. There's 3 channels on TV. There's not a lot to get done. So he'd go to the diner. So it works like that. So my wife and I met on a blind date because my best friend and his girlfriend knew that if they told me it was a date, that I would screw it up. And so they didn't tell me it was a date. They were like, "We're going to go pick up this girl on the way to the thing we're doing tonight. We're just going to go do
you
a thing.
kidding?
And I'm going to go pick up this girl. She's going to go with us to the thing. Sorry, we just got to go over to her house and get her." And so we went and picked her up, and she knew it was a date, that they didn't tell me it was a date.
Right.
And so she thought I was the coolest guy that ever happened because I wasn't treating her like I was on a date with her. And so it was them that conspired not to tell me that it was a date. She didn't know that I didn't know. And so she just thought I was the Marlboro Man. She tells a story to this day. Like she obviously has found out since then that I'm not cool at all, but she thought I was very cool. And so then we went on another date later that week. Same basic idea. Like I just knew I wanted to see her again, and
Yeah. I was like, well, why don't we just all get together and hang out?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
she didn't want to do that because they had finally gotten to her and that she didn't want to do that
Right.
because she felt like there'd be too much pressure.
Right.
I was like,
And
whatever.
this was when in college?
No.
Oh,
It
is
was
it after?
after I had gone out to LA for 6 years and came back and I was
Oh,
living
okay.
here.
Yeah.
Started working with Cameron
Right.
and we ended up. So the first time I talked to her, she was like just getting back from a funeral in Tennessee.
Oh goodness.
And we were like, okay, let's go out. We'll go out Friday because they had a wedding that her and her sister were going to on Saturday. And then, so I texted her Saturday and was like, hey, had a great time. And so then Sunday we got together and basically we saw each other every day after that for a month
Wow. Yeah.
until I had gone home to like 4th of July no, I was here for 4th of July, but basically every day for a month or 2.
Wow. And so what kind of things were you doing together?
At the time, I was working, had a bunch of odd jobs. So I had this one job I had where I was a gardener for somebody. So I'd like come over to their house 20 hours a week, maintain their yard. It was a really elaborate garden. But the neighbors had gone out of town and they needed someone to like make sure their grass was watered. Mm-hmm. So like within the first week we had started hanging out, I had to go over at night and like water the yard, and she just came with me and hung out, and we swam in their pool, and it was like, yeah, we're just,
Oh, I love that.
spending the day together. We would actually watch a lot of Say Yes to the Dress.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, yeah.
So you
Well, that
do
was-
like reality shows?
I didn't say that. I said I watched.
You watched it.
I liked the girl who was watching Say Yes to the Dress.
Yeah.
And then 4 weddings, or 3 weddings, or whatever that is. They have the 3 different weddings.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was also a wedding DJ at the time. That's Cameron, who I referenced before. He owns Big Time Entertainment, and I was working as a DJ for him. So one of my part-time jobs was being a wedding DJ.
Wow.
And that's how I met Bill.
Yeah, that's true. I was doing wedding videography.
Oh,
And met
wow.
him. And Brian's like, hey, could you come do a video for Russell and Jeffcoat? And I go, yeah, probably. Yeah. And
Look at
that wedding, I
that.
don't know if we've talked about that. That wedding I did for free because it was a friend of mine.
We had
and
a couple other weddings.
Yeah, we had
where-
run across each other.
Yeah, after that,
Other than
but-
that, yeah. But yeah, that's how that
That's
that
how
went
you
down.
guys met.
Yeah. It's a meet cute for us.
It was.
That
It
your
was
meet
kind of cute,
cute.
you know. That was what 10 years ago?
More than that.
Was it before 2015? Because we did
was
the
at-
thing for
it was
Coldwell
at
Banker
lea-
in 2016, so it was
It was probably 2013.
13. Wow, that has been a minute.
Yeah.
That has been a minute. I was telling somebody the other day. I met my wife about a month after I gave up completely on dating. I said I had run across one crazy person after another, and I said I'm just done with all of these crazy people. I had one girl that I was on a date with. She left the date with another guy.
What?
I was on a double date with the same couple that set me up with my wife. Her ex-husband showed up at the date, found her at this place that we were having dinner, and said she needed to come out and talk to him, and she left with him. I was like, oh, cool. Ex-husband. That would have been a good conversation to have before we went on a date, you know?
Yeah.
So
He
I was
saved you.
I was like, whatever, I'm done. And a month later, I met my wife. So, you know.
That's what I'm always told is that's really how things happen is when you least expect it, right?
Yep. Yep. Because when you're looking for it, you're micromanaging it, right? You're just going, oh, I don't like the way that hair curled. I'm not sure I like the way that hair curled. This is not marriage material.
For sure.
And, you know, but you don't need to look at it that close. You need to like look at the thing. And honestly, my wife is about as opposite of me as that she doesn't talk much. You know, she is very creative. She has never considered herself a creative or an artist of any kind. She's never played music or anything like that. And, you know, she's very opposite of me, but deep down we have very similar personalities, right? The way we express it is different,
Right.
you know, but we feel the same way about a lot of things. So that's been very helpful.
So what are you looking for in a guy?
Ah.
Isn't that the question?
How do you going to know?
It's like,
it?
how are you going to know when you find it? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so I had to take a break. So I've been divorced since October of 2024. So it hasn't been that long.
Right.
And before that, I was just in back-to-back relationships,
Yeah.
never giving myself any time to be single. So I've really taken this time, well, since I've been separated in 2023, I've really taken this time just
Just to be
by
alone.
myself, knowing, working on myself, having my personal time with God. That's been my relationship is with him for the past 2 years, and just really finding out what I want in someone. And well, they have to be God-fearing. They have to have a job.
It's good.
So
It's important.
hard to ask.
Yeah.
They have to be good to their family, have good family values, be kind, be emotionally intelligent, have to know how to have fun. I like to laugh. But
Because don't make any mistake. You marry the family.
Yeah.
So this is important. When you get into the marriage, you marry the family. You marry the person, but you're always connected to the family.
Yes.
And so that's got to work too.
Mm-hmm. And the family has to like you. I mean, if the family doesn't like you, it's probably, I realize it's an issue.
Yeah. And you're never going to change that.
Right.
It's not going to be that magic combination of words where they're going to go,
Right.
oh, okay, yeah, you're cool then.
Right. But mainly I have to feel safe, because that was a big issue in one of my last relationships. And so I have to feel safe for sure with someone and feel secure. And I was always doing everything in the relationships. I kind of just want to sit back and also be able to learn from someone, not always have them learning from what I'm doing. I want to learn from someone else and have that man be a leader in my life. And just looking for old school values.
Yeah.
I feel like we have completely forgotten that. I hate to say it, but most men don't even know how to have a conversation with a woman. And it's scary. These times are scary. They hide behind computers, and that's not how it works. It's just becoming hard.
It's hard to break down to the actual people too, because people have facades and fronts that they put out,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to cut through that. And sometimes you don't want to cut through that. So sometimes the front is better. And so it's a balance that you have to strike. It's me being a Libra again. See, I did the Libra thing. So
yeah, exactly.
I guess it's hard to meet people as an adult, because you're not in all of the social situations that you're in as a college student or whatever it is. And so you got to figure out, where do you put yourself in contact. My wife and I have a hard time making friends because we're in our 50s, right? And so we don't necessarily want to hang out with people that are in their 50s if they're acting like fuddy-duddies, right? They're old. And so I'm a musician, I've always been a musician. And so what happens when musicians get together, no offense to musicians, but they typically drink a lot, and they typically, do drugs and other things. Mm-hmm. And so we were like, oh, well, we've got to get away from that when we had little kids. So we started, trying to go to church, and so we found the church crowd was mostly very boring in comparison. We didn't know how to bridge that, and it's still been very difficult. But I can imagine it's really difficult to meet people, and maybe church is a good way to do that. But
yeah, it's so funny that you said that, because when I moved here to South Carolina, it was so hard to make friends. And obviously you're friends with the people that you work with, but you have to have separate friends that aren't just a part of your work.
Yeah.
And that was very hard for me to literally know no one. I had no family here, no one. And it's definitely difficult as you get older, for sure.
So what are some things you've done to kind of meet people and make friends? Have you cracked it? Have you figured it out?
So definitely the church, but it's interesting. So all the clients that I have, I meet people all the time. So I end up going out with one of my clients who then knew someone else, and then I became friends with them, and then we started going out, and that's just kind of how it happens. It just takes one person to invite you out. Mm-hmm. Just one person to give you that opportunity. And I remember who that person was for me. And it just takes someone like that to invite you, because it is hard. And I'm not someone that really likes to drink that much, so I'm not going to be sitting at a bar trying to make friends there. It's just not me.
A great place to make friends anyway.
It's probably true. And I work a lot too, so I hate to say it, but I usually go home after work. There's really no stops in between, but I'm starting to do that more and more. I took up pickleball. You guys like that down south?
Well, and it's going to be everywhere. It's going to dominate the planet.
Yeah,
it is.
You're going to go to Saudi Arabia and play pickleball here very soon. I don't doubt it. Well, Brian, so I was going to bring up sports because Brian's kind of sphere, and you'll as you get to know us, you'll understand this dynamic. But Brian's sphere circulates around sports, and so his kids all play sports, and then you still play softball.
I haven't played softball in a couple seasons, but I
Right.
used to play softball. Yeah.
But sports was a big way for Brian. And now I will tell you, I'm a bicyclist, and so I find a community around bike riders, and I can because men have a hard time. Like, I can't say, Brian, how you doing today, buddy? Let's hang out, right? I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to go
talked
hunting
enough.
or watch a football game or go play sports. Can we just spend some time together? Men cannot
Doesn't
do that.
happen.
It's like it's the most awkward thing. I had a guy do this to me like 3 years ago. I won't reveal who it was. It wasn't weird. It was just, this is how he communicated. And he was like, I miss you. We should hang out. And I went, okay. I'm not sure how to do that. Can we do something? Can we have some function? Like, can we go bowling? I mean, can we do something?
There are definitely friends that I have that, like, I enjoy talking to this person.
Sure.
So let's just go get lunch.
Right.
Like,
Well, again, an activity, right?
yeah.
And so it's,
I'm not a fire pit guy.
Right.
I don't
Oh.
I don't go down to the cigar militia like you do.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I don't have time for any of that.
Well, and that's my whole reason for going down there, is that I know I'm going to run into people and we're going to be forced to sit for 45 minutes, while we have our cigar. And that's where I get to meet people and talk, But sports is a good one for men, to do, even if you're not good at it,
Well, and Columbia's got a great adult sports community that are very co-ed friendly. So it's not like it's all guys playing softball. It's guys and girls.
Yeah.
And
Well, kickball.
kickball's a big one. And
Kickball was,
Oh.
and pickleball was another one. But like, when Mary played kickball a couple of years ago on a league, and it was, I don't know, 30 people on the different teams just having a good time. They got together at the Thirsty Fellow and had drinks and food before we went to play, and then went to play, and then went somewhere afterwards. It was like, it was like back in college. It was like
Yeah.
you were doing it. Of course, we had to figure out about kids and all that stuff and what we were going to do with the kids, but but I think there are ways to do that. where
certainly
you can-
making friends as adults is hard to do.
yeah,
And it takes effort.
Yeah.
And most people aren't willing to put in the effort.
or have time to put in the effort.
Yeah.
That's true.
I actually think we have more time than we think we do.
Yeah.
People do what they want to do, and they
Yeah.
make time for the things they want to make time for. So, like Elaine and I, a couple years back, every year I kind of put a list of things that I want to do for the year, and faith, family, friends, finances, all of the areas in life that I need to improve on or focus on. And in that friends category, we try to go on a double date with somebody else once a month.
Wow.
And most of the time we get to it, not every time, but we have to identify, okay, this Friday we have no sports. We have nothing going on. We have an open window. Who we want to call. And just go down the list and figure out who's available. And we have an idea of, okay, we know those people don't need babysitters, so we can call them last minute. We know that these people have kids our age, so they're a good match.
Yeah.
And you just have to continually put yourself in a position. And sometimes we feel like, why doesn't anyone ever call us? We're always asking them.
Well, it's because you're asking them,
Yeah.
they don't call you. That's why. That's what ends up happening.
Right. But it's nice that you could easily just say, hey, we finally don't have any sports tonight. Let's just chill at home. It's nice that you're taking that effort to keep those friendships alive because, yeah, when I first moved here, it was very easy to self-isolate. I would bring my home on the weekends and just do my work and self-isolate, but it takes effort and you need to put in that effort because you can't do anything alone in this life. And that's definitely what I've learned.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I'll say as a musician, my only real outlet is going to the daggum art bar at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. And I don't want to do that because that's late, And so,
Unfortunately, I've never seen Bill actually play.
No,
You haven't?
well, no, because it's late.
I'm not going
It's
out
always
at
late.
11 o'clock.
Now one of the bands I'm in, we played at the Warmouth like in June for a brunch. So like we started at 11 in the morning when everybody's at church. We started at 11 in the morning. We went to like 2 in the afternoon, and I got 8 people to come out and see me play on that day because like all my friends were like, "Oh my God, we could finally come out and see during the day." And so unfortunately, non-sports things, it's hard to do because they're all late. They're all at night.
Right.
So, and what's happening to me is that I'm starting to get to where I'm like exhausted at the end of the day. I don't want to do anything. Right. I want to go home, put my pajamas on, and watch TV until I fall asleep. Like that's it. I don't want to do any activities at all. But I still bike. Because I know I need the exercise, but also it's a great social outlet. And there's a bunch of the cycling community in Columbia is really strong, and wide.
So what kind of hobbies do you have?
So I'm not a big sporty girl, I have to say, but I guess my hobbies have been pickleball. I love just finding trails and taking walks. I like Pilates, and then Bible study has been a huge part of my life, and have been doing that as well. So I actually found it much easier to do things outside here in South Carolina than in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Because
It's nice all year
it's
round.
just
once you can deal with the heat in the summer.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with.
But like right now, 72 degrees and bright blue sunny skies. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
No reason not to be outside.
In New York, everyone is usually hibernating. And so, yeah, I'm trying to do more things outside for sure.
So no sports. Are you out? But you like to be outside, but you're not like
I'm not
camper. You're not camping.
I've never, I don't know, maybe I would glamp.
That's right.
Hey, there's a lot of places. Look, if you go to Asheville, that area,
Are you a fish?
Tons of places to
fishing,
glamp.
I actually love
boating?
it. Well, I've never camped, so how would I know? Maybe I would love it.
Maybe.
I love s'mores.
That is an
It's just
element
the
of
animals
camping.
that is-
Definitely, yes.
Just the animals
Here, you
with
can
the
have a
tent.
s'more and sleep on the ground.
Right. Well, I will say I've been camping my whole life, and I can tell you that I've had very few interactions with animals at
Okay, all right.
So that's not a reason not to do it.
Okay, that's really the main reason I'm thinking of the glamping, because I want protection.
I did have one time where my dad and I were backpacking, and he left a cooler in the back of his truck and had food in it, and a bear got in and got the food out of the cooler by destroying the cooler. So like that's the one time we had an interaction with a bear, but it was only way after the fact. We never saw one in the woods or anything like that.
Good.
We see them here and there, but like they're never aggressive or anything. So I wouldn't worry about camping.
Okay, so
and there's a
maybe
lot
I'll
of
take it
places.
up.
There's a lot of places in our area where you can camp, and there's no worry about wildlife or anything. Here. The occasional raccoon or something, but
Yeah.
like,
The pack of wild dogs at Harbison, but
yeah,
they
that's
got rid
right.
of those.
It wasn't a pack. I mean, 2 doesn't make a pack, right? They did attack a guy, but that's an anomaly, right? That never happens. And I'm out in Harbison twice a week. And
There are crazy monkeys running around somewhere.
That's true. Well, it's somewhere in South Carolina. Not anywhere near here, so I think it's fine. Well, it's really interesting to hear about other people's like hobbies and activities, because I always wonder what people do. Like Brian and I talk about what we do a lot. You see people going here and there, and just never know kind of what people are up to. So that's cool. Where do you play pickleball?
24-hour pickleball or off Bar Road. That's the outdoor one.
Yeah.
So the indoor one is really great. There's so many courts, and they have outdoor also at 24-hour.
Right.
But it's cool because you get to go court to court. You don't even have to go with someone if you don't have anyone to go with, and you'll just meet people there and play.
Pick up a game.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been great.
I
What
find
part
it-
of town do you live in?
I'm in Lexington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going
That's a-
on in Lexington.
I
To
love
get out the 24-hour
Lexington.
pickleball from downtown,
Oh,
there's no way I'm doing that.
But I commute. I work downtown, so I commute every day.
And you go right by there probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love Lexington. It's so peaceful. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
My wife and I have gone out in Lexington like 3 times in the last month. I don't know what it is about that. We go down to Keg Cowboy or we went to Nikki's last week.
I love
and
Mickey's.
we go walk around the park, and like Virginia Hilton Park, and we just walk around that area.
Mm-hmm.
We stand outside and listen to whoever's playing at the Ice House because I could
Yeah.
never remember to get tickets in time. I did get tickets 2 weeks. There's a Queen tribute band playing at the Ice House, and I'm going to go see the Queen tribute band. It's like, okay, I'll finally go to do something at the Ice House. I've never actually been there to do anything. So
Neither have I, but I love Barrio, and so whenever I park there, I always.
we haven't been to Barrio yet. I'll have to.
Oh, I love Barrio.
Barrio's good.
Yeah.
The one on Forest Drive did not last very long.
No.
No, but it was just not a good location because of where the parking lot was and just being off Garner's Ferry like that. But
Yeah, Garner's
the
Ferry.
Lexington one, he's doing karaoke on Friday nights, and it's been doing really well.
Well, that O'Hara's dessert place has dueling pianos like once a month down there,
Oh.
and it's just such a weird thing for this little dessert place for them to do
Yeah.
dueling pianos in there. But they, so it's been an interesting thing for us. It felt like we discovered it, which is weird, because we live in Irmo. It's not like we're in, Kentucky or something, but we've just been going over to Lexington, just because it's a lot of cool places to eat, and like Irmo has nothing. So like we've got a
Really?
Publix, and we got a Kroger, and we got, I don't know, Olive Garden,
Fast food.
whatever.
I love Olive Garden.
Rushes, but like we so we can go over to Lexington and feel like we're in a little town, which is kind of a weird trip to make. Well, so you started talking about the names for your podcast, and we got off track.
Oh, that's right.
So what are the potential names for your podcast? So you said Dear Abby was your inspiration. So what's that one?
So I was thinking of Love Amanda. So love, comma, Amanda, like send me a letter.
Amanda.
Okay. Oh my. You just brought me back to middle school. Okay. I got that all the time.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Can't Hardly Wait?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Amanda hug and kiss, the whole thing.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It's just, yeah.
Oh my
that was
God.
rich.
Man, see, I'm old enough that mine was Mr. Bill from Saturday Night Live. So
Oh, and then Bill Nye the Science
Bill Nye
Guy.
the Science Guy, get that a lot. Yeah. So okay, so
Okay,
Love
so we got
Amanda's
Love
the first
Amanda.
one. What else?
That's been the one that I've been really liking. Then another one was Heart to Heart.
Okay. Little on the nose.
Yeah. What was another one? Okay, then this is a name for just a game we could play, Ghost Stories.
Okay.
So when people get
Ghost
ghosted.
Nice. Ghost stories might be misconstrued as a ghost story podcast.
Yes.
So
yes.
be aware
Oh
of
wait,
that.
can I pull up my notes because I have more?
I love Amanda because
You
one of my favorite TV shows over the last year is with Love Megan. Have you seen this?
No.
Bill, you watch way more TV than
Dude,
me.
I watch so
just
much
gotta tell you.
television. It's ridiculous.
Love Megan.
So it is the greatest thing. So Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
So she has a show on Netflix.
And you're the one that watches it?
Dude, it is
The one person that actually watches it,
it
it's
is
you?
the greatest monster cheeseball thing that you've ever seen. She's in her beautifully manicured, she's the princess of Essex or whatever, and she's in her beautifully manicured place in California, and she's making lunch for a friend who's going to be joining her, and so she wants to go out and pick vegetables from her garden and get little flowers so she can decorate her thing, and it's like, it's so ridiculous. It's so over the top and ridiculous. It's amazing entertainment. It's like the Great British Baking Show had an American cousin, and it's so corny and so like over the top, and her guests are always like these people that she met once 5 years ago, and then they're coming in and it's like, oh my God, I just miss you so much, and then they hug, and then they have their little thing that she made for them, and then they make one of them, they made scarves. Because you make scarves.
So
That's
is
what
she
you
really
do.
doing it though?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but it's a show, and so
a show.
and they've incorporated the crew into a couple of episodes, and so
Oh.
that makes me happy when I see the camera people. So it's kind of nice to watch what they're carrying around. This the end of the second season, on Netflix, and I just love it so much. Like
That's right.
I get home, my wife and I sit down to watch TV about 9:00, and I'll go, I want to watch with Love Megan, And she's like, okay, let's watch
Look
it. It's
that
for
he
her.
looks forward to
It's a
it.
show for her. It's not for me. Like all of this makes no sense to me, but and she opens up her refrigerator and she's got a bunch of flowers in her refrigerator because she keeps the flowers to put in the food, because she cooks and then
okay.
she decorates her food with flowers.
So
Does she cook in every show?
She cooks in every show.
Oh, that's why you like it.
Oh, I mean that, yes, but I mean it's she's always making these ridiculous. Like she had a friend come over, a friend that she had been on the TV show with. She was on Suits with or whatever, and she knew she had two kids, and so she made the kids cookies, and then put them in a little decorative box with a little bow on it, so she could take the cookies to her kids. And I'm just like, we're not doing that. You're not doing that. This is not a thing that we
Want to
do.
be Martha Stewart?
Yeah, it's totally Martha Stewart. Just like, it's an amazing show. So anyway,
Yeah, I didn't realize
Love
it
Amanda.
was the same as my name.
I know, right? Exactly.
But-
Yeah. Well, the love comma.
Yeah.
It works.
Didn't
So-
she get into something with Mindy Kaling with that? Something happened there.
Well, I found out about the show because of the TikTok parodies. People would parody her show
Oh,
on
really?
TikTok because it's so ridiculous and so over the top. And it was like they would use sound from the show and then they would do their humdrum day-to-day life with Megan's sounds, which is just the greatest. I mean, the internet's an amazing place. And so I was like, oh, well, I want to try to watch this because I think it's really funny. And it sucked me right in.
So when Bill goes to his basil plant,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
oh my God.
envisioning Love Megan.
But it's not even really like she'll have like, my friend loves coffee, so we're gonna make this lavender infused coffee, and we're like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that, right? I'm a princess. I'm not making coffee for anybody, right? You know what I mean? You come to my house, I'm a princess. I'm like, yeah, my servants will take care of your bags. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not making you coffee with lavender infused nothing, And so she's putting on. She's making us think that she's a better person than what she is. That's
Look
what's
at
going
that.
on.
Look- wow.
So,
I'm glad you saw right through that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've watched Suits. You watched Suits all the way through. So,
So you're Suits
you know
fans?
Megan.
Oh, yeah.
So my ex, Jeff, is Louis Litt's brother.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, Jeff Hoffman is Rick Hoffman's brother.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought Rick was going to end up with Megan for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But they were just friends. But I
Wow.
was like around during the time where she met Harry.
Well, how about that?
That's
And
pretty cool.
I guess you meet a prince and you go, okay, let's give him a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew how it would turn out
Not just
for her?
any prince, the Prince of England.
I mean, like like capital P Prince, right? I mean, this is not like a lowercase Prince.
Yeah.
you
Second
know?
in line, but
yeah,
that's okay.
it's not like a Prince of Morocco or something. He's like, this is England, So that's it's a big deal.
It's not a Saudi prince where you're going to have to be like one of 4 wives.
That's right. Yeah, well, if you're Megan, you go, okay, sign me up. Let's do that. Let's give him a try.
And then you have a little Netflix, Princess Diaries.
And you
thing.
know who's never been on the show is Harry. He's never been on the
He's
show.
never been on the show.
Now,
She never
underst-
cooked him a meal.
2 seasons. Harry's never even made a little bit of an appearance. So
'Cause you know Harry's real. He'd
probably-
be like, Megan, you didn't make that.
yeah,
He's a real one.
There's probably some
legal.
legal thing about
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, honestly, even like, Harry's here. He's in the back. Like the Barefoot Contessa, she'd always talk about her husband. Like, he's traveling. He's traveling this week. I'm like, really? There's no husband.
Oh, really?
We've never seen him. She always talks about him and how much he loves her cooking, but like we've never seen him, So
Doesn't exist.
that's what happens with Megan. So, well,
Wow.
Amanda, thank you so much for doing this. This is so
Thank
fun.
you.
I love, it's, we talk to so many people who have, kind of businesses that they want to talk about and all that kind of stuff. I love just, having a real personal conversation. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. This was really fun.
Yeah, well, good luck, and we'll put your poll in the description. See if
Yes.
anybody votes on it. So.
All right. So
Sounds
heart to
good.
heart or love Amanda.
All right, I love it.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, well, thanks. Tune in next time, and we'll see you around.